Hi, you guys. My name is Lizzy Hubbell from Hub of the Heart, the Holistic Health Lifestyle. And today we are going to be jumping into essential oils, one of my favorite topics, and how essential they are to our lives. And then I will show you a quick and easy way to get started today. All right. So before we get started, please, you guys, like, subscribe, and get notified if you like these videos. All right, so what are essential oils? Essential oils are the lifeblood of the plant. It is the shrub, the tree, the rind of the fruit. If you go and you just grab the shrub of the lavender and you have that little bit of oil on your finger, that's what the essential oil is. So as you can imagine, it takes an abundance of bushels to make one bottle of lavender, right? So if it's 100% essential grade, right? There are a lot of people out there that want to just kind of put a couple drops into a bottle and then call it essential oils. And guess what? They're able to do that. It's amazing, right? Like, wow. Why is that even legal? Because it's not regulated by any government agency. Why? Because there's no money in that game. Okay, so there's no reason why they should. It's not like the USDA where they regulate the organic versus not. It's just the wild, wild west out there. Okay, so the reason why I love using essential oils is because they are closer to our cells than animals, right? So if you're using something that is alive versus dead, don't you think that you would get life versus death, right? So it's pretty simple. Our bodies, especially when it comes to food, just operate at a higher level when we're putting a plant versus an animal, and especially if you're using something that is the lifeblood of the plant that's concentrated. There's no fillers, there's no water, there's no nothing. It is just going to hit your body so different. Okay, so essential oils are really cool because they can actually get through the blood-brain barrier. So when you're trying to get nutrients in, or if you're trying to kill that inflammation, where inflammation is simply your whether it's an injury or an illness, it is just where dis-ease is happening, right? So if you were to break your leg, right, it's going to inflame. Okay, you're gonna see that inflammation occur, right? So your best bet is to get some antioxidants in there because that is going to combat that inflammation. Something with a plant, right? Blueberries, any kind of essential oils. Okay. So that is why I love essential oils. They're a very concentrated lifeblood of the most amazing structure that will help us support the healing process of our bodies. Okay, like God did not make a mistake, you guys. This is awesome. So there's no side effect of essential oils. It's literally just plant. Obviously, you could be a little bit more sensitive to essential oils if you're maybe fair skinned initially, and I'm not saying forever. Just put a little bit of carrier oil on it, and then you can still you put the essential oil on, and it will just absorb at a slower rate. Okay, it will still get into your bloodstream, but it will go at a slower rate, so it won't be irritated. Okay, especially when you put on essential oils, especially citrus oils, and you go out in the sun. You don't want to do that when you're going out gardening because the oil will photosynthesize on your skin. It's not going to kill you. It's just going to give you that irritation. Okay, and especially if you're working with little babies or small children, right? You want to make sure that you kind of test their skin. Me personally, I just put it straight on them because I used essential oils throughout my pregnancy, delivery, and as my children were really small. So that is why I love essential oils, and that's kind of like what they are. And the reason why I use these specific essential oils is because I've been using them for over 8 years, and they have over 30 years of industry leadership. So they're like the pioneers of this process, right? And they have a seed to seal process, which is basically the seed that goes into the ground. That ground is virgin land. It's never been a test site, a grave site, whatever. That beautiful seed goes into the ground with I can't help but smile because I just love, there's no fertilizer, there's no pesticides. The harvesting process is so awesome. And then you have the distillation process where there isn't any hexane or any weird chemicals that are pulling the oils out of the plants. It's literally just steam distillation. So it's awesome. So that's that seed distill process. And you'll feel the difference when you're using a pure versus not. When you're using something that really doesn't do anything but smell okay, you're going to smell it and you're going to be like, okay, but you're going to smell the hint of like fakeness. And then you're probably going to look on the back and you're going to be like, do not ingest, do not put on your body, do not inhale. What do I do with this then? I thought this was something I could like eat or do something with. And you can't. So you really do have to know the company, look at the label. And I love this company too, because they're one of the only companies that you can ingest. And if you hear that, that's a very taboo thing to say, like, don't eat essential oils. But yeah, you're right. Do not eat essential oils. This company, there is a white label that says you can. So I take it dietarily, which like in a little gel capsule, or I will use, and I'll show you in a second with the peppermint. Okay, so jumping into, here's a perfect starter, simple way to get going with essential oils and the 6 main oils that you really do need. Okay, so number 1 obviously is lavender. Lavender is very foundational. Everyone knows what it does. It's very calming, very just relaxing, but it smells good and it's really good for your skin. It's actually really good for when you get cuts. So I keep one in the kitchen because I'm constantly cutting my finger. Okay. The next one is going to be your peppermint. Peppermint I use for headache, breath mint. Like I was saying, breath mint. I literally just put it on my tongue, and I don't use traditional breath mints because you have that nasty aftertaste or with gum that you would just feel like your mouth is dirty and you're constantly eating it. I think it's just part of the scam, the buying process. But with peppermint, I just put it underneath my tongue or on my tongue, and I just feel like it's just refreshing everything. And then I use it like as a deodorant, upset stomach, just amazing, especially because I live in Vegas and it's really hot. So just to cool down. Okay, so that's peppermint. The next one is Purification. This is a staple in a house. Like when you're cooking, you have pets, you have kids. This is going to be where you're going to be putting it in the laundry room because there's so many chemicals in the laundry room that's just ruining our endocrine system, which is our hormones, just everything on a cellular level. You guys, look at your laundry room and just take inventory of all the toxins in there. It is actually crazy. So I put this on our wool balls for the dryer sheets, and then you can put this to deodorize, like for carpet powder when you're vacuuming. Okay, so Purification. Okay, Thieves is so good for immune support. So if you need something to in that cold season, it is going to be super cool. Thieves is also what I use for my cleaner. So I have an all-purpose cleaner by the same company that uses the Thieves blend, and it smells amazing, and it's supporting my immune system and my family's. Okay. The next one is Deep Relief. Super cool. Exactly what it means. You just put it on your muscle, especially for Ryan. He works out and he gets sore. And then I use this one as a perfume. It is a roll-on. So you get 2 roll-ons, and then you get 4 regular essential oils that you just put 1 drop, and it's enough. Okay. The Stress Away, it smells literally like a beach in a bottle, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. And then you get a diffuser. So the diffuser changes lights. It's a forever candle because, you guys, if you light a candle for 6 hours, it's literally the equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes. I don't care what it smells like. I am not trying to smoke a pack of cigarettes. I'm an ex-smoker and I know what that feels like. All right. So like I said, it comes with 6 oils and it's right under $100. I have a discount code. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. It is so worth it. Just a little switch here and there. All right, you guys, follow your heart by following him. I'll see you in the next one.